Drawing in Silverpoint. Almost Lost Secrets of the Old Masters by Vladimir London. Part 2. Silverpoint Drawing Techniques. Silverpoint Examples. Drawing Academy Artworks. In the Drawing Academy course, you will see a step-by-step process of creation of the life portrait drawing in Silverpoint. This portrait is done on specially coated paper. The paper is tinted in a light pink-gray color, which complements a natural skin tone of the model. Various metal points were used for this drawing. The most used stylus was dead soft pure silver. Before starting a portrait of a model in metal point, it is a good idea to make several sketches in pencil to familiarize yourself with the model's face. This will help to avoid any drawing mistakes in metal point. Making and comparing preliminary sketches also allow choosing the most interesting model's pose for the future portrait in metal point. To see a step-by-step process of how this portrait is created in Silverpoint, you may subscribe to the Drawing Academy course. Another Drawing Academy Metal Point video lesson presents the process of making a female figure drawing. As the subject for this artwork, the marble statue of a skillfully carved female figure is chosen. This sculpture is displayed in the Victoria and Albert Museum in London, UK. A preliminary sketch in graphite pencil is prepared first. It will serve as a cartoon for the figure outlines. This sketch will be transferred onto coated paper and thereafter rendered in metal point. A preliminary sketch is very helpful in making a very neat and precise drawing and keeping the support ground clean. Drawing Academy presents video lessons dedicated to human figure drawing. These lessons include information on human body anatomy, explain human figure proportions, and show how to draw a human body step by step in a realistic manner. The knowledge of human anatomy is essential for drawing people realistically. In most cases, observing the human figure is not enough to make a truthful drawing. Professional drawing skills come with the knowledge of human anatomy. In the Drawing Art Academy, there are numerous video lessons dedicated to this subject, such as construction of skeleton and bones, as well as main body muscles that are essential to correct perception of body planes and shapes. Professional fine artists draw not only what they see, but also what they know. It doesn't mean that a human figure must be drawn with a see-through skeleton and muscles. Instead, keeping internal body structure in mind while drawing helps truthfully depict realistic-looking body shapes. In the Drawing Academy video course, there is another video lesson dedicated to the metal point drawing technique, drawing of discobolus. The metal point technique is quite thorough. This method takes time and there are no shortcuts. Metal point technique requires different skills, as opposed to making graphite or charcoal drawings. Silverpoint allows for no mistakes. Metal marks are almost impossible to erase with an eraser. In addition, an eraser will leave marks on the gouache grounded paper that will spoil the appearance of the artwork. The pressure on the drawing tool shall be very light. After all, it is a piece of metal that can easily damage the ground and paper itself. One of the main characteristics of the metal drawing technique is the impossibility of making strong dark marks from the first attempt. A metal stylus leaves light gray marks that can be darkened by repetition of strokes, slowly building up tonal volume. Metal point technique requires a very sensitive touch. Every line should be placed with care. There's no margin for error. Even the lightest lines are clearly visible. Rendering shades in Silverpoint is achieved by gradually building up tonal values. Over-rendering in metal point should be avoided, as using an eraser to lighten up dark areas is not an option. Every ground has different characteristics and works better for a particular metal point. I have tested numerous ground compositions, mixing in various proportions of white chalk, titanium white, gouache, and white marble dust in combination with various binding mediums like rabbit skin glue, gum arabic, and cooking gelatin. For the discobolus drawing, I am using the nickel-silver alloy stylus. This metal gives the darkest line on this particular ground. Silverpoint pencil grip. When it comes to the Silverpoint drawing technique, the correct pencil grip is very important. Usually, the position of the drawing board for small-scale drawings is close to horizontal. My drawing board is tilted about 25 degrees. At such a position, it is easier to handle the drawing tool like a writing pen. With the right hand grip, the pen handle should be pointing to the right shoulder, which is essential for good quality lines. In Drawing Academy video lessons, you will see how I hold the metal point drawing tool. The third finger supports the Silverpoint mechanical pencil from below, pushed down by the index finger from the top and pressed by the thumb from the side. Such pen grip was perfected by many generations of calligraphers and artists. They are the reason why this pen grip works so well. Correct hand positions ensure correct hand movements. Using this grip, while extending and contracting 3 fingers holding a pen, makes the pen tip go along the writing surface. The tip just slides in parallel to the paper. Changing the grip or turning the pen handle away from the shoulder will cause the tip movement to change drastically. It will no longer effortlessly slide along the paper surface. Instead, it will make curved movements up and down. Some additional correcting of the hand movement is required to keep the pen on the paper. This affects the quality and precision of the lines. Protecting Silverpoint ground when drawing. Protecting the ground is the major concern for a Silverpoint drawing, during as well as after a piece of artwork is done. Grounds for Silverpoint must be kept clean of grease and blemishes. This can be achieved by 1. Keeping it clean by avoiding excessive contact with your hands. 2. Protecting a drawing from physical damage. To protect the coated paper surface from contact with your hands, a piece of clean paper can be placed under the hand. A metal stylus leaves fine marks that would not be any darker or broader if more pressure was applied. Thicker marks can be achieved by using a wider metal wire. For example, for fine details, a 0.9 mm or 0.035 inch stylus is perfect, while broader marks can be drawn with a 2 mm or 0.08 inch stylus. Increasing the pressure on the stylus would not give a darker line, but can damage the ground surface. A light pressure on the stylus must be applied throughout the drawing process, for this gives a uniform surface to the artwork. A thin stylus should have a rounded and polished tip that would not scratch the drawing surface. Many fine artists say that metal point is the most difficult drawing media, as it requires great drawing skill and discipline. One of the main disadvantages of this technique is permanence of the marks that are not removable by a rubber eraser. However, scraping off or sandpapering the ground can remove indelible metal point marks. Such an approach, of course, is damaging to the ground. Developing tonal values in Silverpoint. The beauty of Silverpoint is the accuracy of details of which it can produce. Of course, there's no need to achieve a photographic realism there. A very thin stylus that never goes blunt is an ideal tool for detailed drawings. With Silverpoint, it is possible to achieve a very smooth texture. Values of tones are gradually built up by multiple renderings with the same stylus pressure over and over again. As more metal particles are deposited on the surface, the darker the area becomes. I am making strokes in a direction that complements the object volume and characteristics of the shape. The tonal values of shades and midtones are achieved by building up multiple layers of Silverpoint strokes. Every stroke needs to be very delicate and light to prevent paper surface damaging, yet be strong enough to leave the mark. Silverpoint technique requires easy and delicate strokes with the stylus. The pressure on the drawing instrument must be minimal to protect the paper coat from scratching. It is best to start from the darkest areas of the drawing. In such a way, you can test the darkest achievable tone by a particular metal point. All other tones of the drawing will be lighter. I begin the drawing with short and light strokes, and with very little pressure on the stylus. The darkest areas of the drawing are rendered first. They will be used as the point of reference as to the maximum volume of tone achievable with this particular metal stylus and ground combination. The direction of the Silverpoint strokes ideally should be along the contours of an object. Every line is very thin but clearly visible. It takes many layers of Silverpoint to build up the tonal value required. As with any other drawing, it is advisable to render shades in a way that develops various places of an artwork simultaneously. It is better not to concentrate on a single area for too long, as the eyes can get used to one location and notice less details and shades gradation. By changing the focus of attention, by rendering shades in various areas one after another, fine artists can keep perception of the subject unsullied. When rendering shades of some particular area, I compare its value to other areas of the drawing. When other areas become under-rendered, I move my attention to those locations. Then, I repeat the process. In this way, the drawing develops naturally and looks complete at any given time. If for some reason I decide to stop working on the artwork at any time, it would look unfinished, but complete. Many amateur artists take a different approach. They start from one point of the drawing, let's say top left corner, and go with the full tone from the very beginning. While such a method works for pen and ink drawing or embroidering cloth, for a professional drawing, it is hardly acceptable. This is the same way children draw. Another common mistake you want to avoid in Silverpoint is using the full tone the drawing tool can provide right from the beginning. When starting with the full strength from the start, there is no room left to go darker when it is needed. So gradually developing tonal values is a much safer and more professional way to progress when drawing and rendering. Unlike in graphite pencil drawing, where one grade of pencil can be changed for a softer one to get darker tones, in metal point there is a limit to how dark you can go. Increasing the pressure on the stylus would not give a darker line, but might damage the ground surface. Drawing in metal point is quite a laborious technique. Sometimes it takes hundreds of hours to complete one drawing. Silverpoint tarnishing. When choosing a particular kind of metal point, fine artists should know that metal marks can become tarnished with time, and it will affect the overall appearance of the artwork. All types of metal points leave gray marks at the beginning. When exposed to air, some metals oxidize and change their hue and tone. Various metals behave differently as every metal has its unique characteristics. Silver is one of the most favorable metals for drawing and valued for its consistency of marks and noble origin. As a drawing media, silver was recommended as the metal of choice for medieval and Renaissance artists. A silver stylus produces delicate lines that can be built up in tonal value with repetition of rendering. Over time, in contact with air, this metal forms silver sulfide, which changes its gray appearance into warm brown. It also becomes darker in value. This quality needs to be considered for drawings that combine several metals. What might look like a uniform gray in the beginning later on can change its look. Gold point is one of the most stable metals that will not tarnish nor change its look. Unlike the golden color of a stylus, it leaves slightly yellowish gray marks on a coated support. These gray marks will stray gray, so there is no guesswork involved in how the artwork will look many years after it is created. I have tested the 24-karat gold stylus on various grounds. The gray marks it leaves are slightly lighter compared to the Silverpoint and nickel silver. Gold point is much more expensive than other metals used for drawing. This might stop some students from buying it. When making a decision based on the price tag, you need to consider that the single gold point stylus will last for years. Unlike graphite pencil, it does not require sharpening and wears out very slowly. Hundreds of drawings can be done with one golden point tool. Gold and silver points are sometimes alloyed with a small amount of copper to make styluses a bit harder and less weary. Another metal that can be used for metal point drawing is lead. It can mark most surfaces and does not require specially coated support. It is so soft that it can make marks on plain uncoated paper or parchment. Many medieval scripts have writings and margin lines drawn in lead. This is the only erasable metal point. It also has some disadvantages. The lead stylus quickly becomes blunt, but most importantly, this metal is toxic and is not safe for use. With time, this metal tarnishes, forming lead carbonate, which changes its color to a darker bluish value. Lead is often used as an alloy with tin, which makes this metal harder. Tin on its own is not suited for drawing purposes. It is too hard for the ground and produces light gray marks. Other metals commonly used for drawing include copper alloys like nickel silver or German silver, brass, and bronze. Copper forms a copper carbonate when oxidized. This gives its marks a greenish or yellowing tint. Bronze contains tin and brass has zinc. Tin and zinc modify a patina of copper and affect the metal point look when tarnished. When using a combination of various metals in the same artwork, artists need to consider how tarnish will affect the look in the future. Gold point will keep the same gray color, while silver point might go dark brown, affecting the balance of values. So using two metals in one area simultaneously should be avoided, as at the time of actually drawing, all metal marks will look gray. The miracle of tarnishing will happen later. However, when used with knowledge, a combination of various metal points in one artwork can produce interesting decorative effects. The color change caused by tarnishing develops over a certain period of time. The speed of tarnishing depends upon how much the drawing is exposed to the environment and how clean the air is. It could take from a few months to several years. Storing Silverpoint artworks. Silverpoint is a very delicate material. It requires a soft touch when drawing and also special storage conditions and careful handling when the artwork is done. Silverpoint artwork storage. Storage of Silverpoint artworks presents some challenges. Because the ground is water soluble, it will absorb water from air in humid conditions. This can make ground soft and dull. Absorbed water may contain some pollution that's always present in cities and towns that might cause staining and blemishing. Stained ground surfaces cannot be cleaned with an eraser or breadcrumbs. Erasing will pick up particles of metal from the ground, ruining the artwork. Abrasion should be avoided when handling metal point artworks. Loose paper sheets can rub each other, causing mechanical damage to the coated surface in metal point drawing. Flaking also can occur during the artwork storage. In very dry conditions, the binding material can lose its flexibility and adhesion to the support. On the other hand, the high volatility of air humidity allows paper to expand and contract, causing the ground to flake because it has had its own response to the humidity change. Taking into account all these possible causes of damage while storing, it is advisable to keep metal point drawings in an acid-free mat, which protects the coated support surface from light, air, and abrasion. Ideally, environmental conditions should be stable, without humidity extremes. Conclusion. In spite of all challenges, the Silverpoint technique holds a very special place in the history of art, and should not be abandoned by contemporary fine artists. Slow developing rendering gives a great exercise for a fine artist. The technique is quite inflexible, as Joseph Stella, one of America's fine artists of the 20th century, once said, "I dedicate my ardent wish to draw with all the precision possible, using the inflexible media of silverpoint and gold point that reveals instantly the clearest graphic eloquence." I am very much fond of the metal point technique. It might be inflexible and quite difficult to use, but such results are not achievable by any other drawing media. I like it for the ability to produce very fine and delicate marks. This is a tool of choice for the highly skilled draftsman. I hope this information was useful and gives you not only a general knowledge on metal point techniques and materials, but also inspires you to try this media for yourself and keep traditions of the old masters going. For more information on metal point techniques and real-life Silverpoint drawing demonstration, please enroll for the Drawing Academy course. www.drawingacademy.com. The Drawing Art Academy is the online course that teaches solid skills of classical drawing. The Academy founders, Vladimir London and Natalie Ritchie, created a series of video lessons which reveals secrets of traditional drawing techniques. Academy tutors will show you, by their own example, how to draw as they create artworks right in front of your eyes from beginning to end, all while explaining step by step everything you need to know about drawing. This course delivers no-nonsense information on how to draw proficiently. It is designed for students of all ages and levels. Beginners will find this course extremely beneficial to starting their creative career, while advanced art students will benefit from the deep experience of the Academy tutors and can take their drawing skills to the next level. Here is what you will get with the Drawing Art Academy course. 45 How to Draw video lessons presented online. Multiple fine art bonus books. Personal academic support from the Academy tutors via email. Postgraduate free lifetime access to all video lessons and bonuses. Diploma of Excellence in your name. The 45 multi-part video lessons are streamed online. Every month, you will get 15 new lessons. Here is the list of videos you will get access to in the first month. 1. Drawing materials and equipment. 2. How to use pencils and hatching techniques. 3. Theory of drawing in perspective. 4. Drawing geometrical objects. 5. How to draw facial features, the eyes, the mouth, the nose, the ears, etc. 6. How to draw a head, antique bust of the hero Milleager. 7. How to draw a head, antique bust of the Amazon woman. 8. How to draw a head, antique bust of Asclepios. 9. How to draw a girl's portrait, copied after Leonardo da Vinci. 10. Architectural detail drawing. 11. Live portrait in red pencil. 12. Exterior drawings in 1 and 2-point perspective. 13. Anatomy of the human head, the bones of the skull and head muscles. 14. Creative drawing, portrait of Shakespeare. 15. The Old Master's Study, the National Gallery sketchbooks. 'In the second month, you will receive an additional 15 video lessons. 16. Human anatomy, the skeletal structure of human body. 17. Female portrait, Talia. 18. Creative portrait, La Bella Principessa. 19. How to draw eyes in a realistic manner. 20. Drawing of antique figure, Belvedere torso. 21. How to draw hands, anatomy of the hands and gesture drawings. 22. Creative drawing techniques, drawing of the top model, Vodianova. 23. Architectural details, drawing Corinthian capitals of St. Paul Cathedral. 24. The secrets of golden proportions. 25. Pen and ink drawing techniques. 26. Landscape drawings in pen and ink. 27. Drawing of the horse's head from the Parthenon. 28. Botanical drawings, how to draw maple leaves. 29. Botanical drawings, how to draw rose petals. 30. Silverpoint technique, life portrait of a female model. The third month videos are 31. Anatomy for fine arts, the muscles of the human body. 32. How to draw hands, gesture drawings in pen and ink. 33. Classical human figure proportions. 34. Female figure drawing in Silverpoint. 35. Discobolus statue drawing in Silverpoint. 36. Female model, life drawing in red pencil. 37. Life female figure drawing in red pencil. 38. How to draw a girl's portrait in charcoal. 39. How to draw animals, birds. 40. How to draw animals, squirrels. 41. How to draw animals, horses. 42. How to draw animals, dogs. 43. Rome, cityscape drawing in black ink and wash. 44. Figurative calligraphy drawing. 45. Creative composition, unique drawing technique. In addition to the video lessons, you will also receive bonus books, which you can download in PDF format to your computer or read them online. The Drawing Art Academy course is greatly subsidized, so you can learn everything you need to become a skillful artist in just 3 months for a minuscule price. This course will cost you as little as 1 cup of coffee per day. It will give you a much better value than you would get from a contemporary art college or university. The total value of the 45 video lessons presented in the Drawing Art Academy course is $4,455, 45 lessons at $99 each. However, you will not pay that. You can enroll on a monthly basis, making 3 easy installments of $97 per month over 3 months. This gives you a total discount of $4,164. After those 3 months are over, no more payments will be due. You will continue to enjoy free lifetime access to all video lessons and bonuses. This includes all future updates and upgrades at no cost. If you want to save even more, get all the video lessons and bonus books for a one-time payment of only $257. This gives you an additional discount of $34. You will receive immediate access to all Academy materials. Your subscription will become free of charge for a lifetime thereafter. In both cases, you will receive the Drawing Art Academy Diploma of Excellence in your name after 3 months. Get your access to the Drawing Art Academy's video lessons and bonuses. Secure your success by enrolling in the course at the introductory discounted price. Click Add to Cart button now.